All right, Venkat, let's get you exam ready. We're going to dive into one of my absolute favorite topics, the incredible journey your food takes to power everything that animals do. And that includes you and me.
Seriously, have you ever thought about it? It's not some kind of magic trick, it's biology. And it's this fantastic process called nutrition. We're going to break it all down, step by step, so you can explain it like an absolute pro.
Okay, so here's our game plan to make sure you totally ace this chapter. We'll start with the big rules, then look at a super simple creature, then explore our own amazing bodies, and finish up with some, well, super chewers. Let's do this. First up, the 5 big rules of eating. Now, this is the foundation for everything, Venkat. Whether you're a tiny, single-celled amoeba or a giant cow, every single animal follows these 5 basic steps to turn food into fuel. Think of it like the universal rulebook for getting energy.
Okay, Venkat, get ready, because this is pure gold for your exam. I can almost guarantee you'll see a question on these 5 stages. So, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Let's get these down, and you've basically mastered the core of this whole topic.
Let's start with number 1, ingestion. And you know what? It is as simple as it sounds. This is just the act of getting food into the body. You biting into a sandwich? That's ingestion. A frog catching a fly with its tongue? That's ingestion too. See? Easy. Next up, digestion. Okay, so now the real work starts. Your body can't use a whole piece of roti just as it is. It's got to break it down. Imagine you have this huge, complicated Lego model. Digestion is the process of taking that model apart, piece by piece, into all the individual little Lego bricks that your body can actually use. So, step 3 is absorption. You've broken down your food into those tiny little Lego bricks. Now what? Well, your body needs to absorb them. This is the super important step where all those good nutrients pass from your intestine into your bloodstream, ready to get delivered all over your body. And that leads us right to assimilation. Your body's delivery trucks have dropped off all the Lego bricks to the construction sites, your cells. Now it's time to build. Assimilation is when your cells use those nutrients to build and repair you, to create energy, and to help you grow and think and run around. It's awesome. And last but not least, egestion. You know, not every part of the food we eat is useful. There's always some stuff left over that the body can't use. Egestion is just the body's way of tidying up, getting rid of all the undigested waste. Okay, you've totally mastered the 5 rules. Now let's see them in action with our first case study, the amazing amoeba. I know, it's just a single cell, but you'll be surprised to see how it follows those exact same 5 steps. Check this out. An amoeba doesn't have a mouth, so how does it eat? Well, it literally extends parts of its body, these cool false feet called pseudopodia, to wrap around its food and pull it inside. This creates a tiny little food bubble or food vacuole, which acts like a mini stomach where it digests its meal. How cool is that for a little blob? All right, from the simplest little guy, let's jump to the most complex and familiar one of all, you. Welcome to your amazing personal food factory. We're about to go on a tour of the human digestive system, so buckle up. So our tour starts right in the mouth, and you should think of your teeth as a super specialized toolkit. The incisors up front, they're like a knife, perfect for cutting. Your pointy canines, those are for tearing, kind of like a fork. And way in the back, your premolars and molars are the heavy-duty grinders, mashing everything up. Okay, once you swallow, the food takes a ride down this tube called the esophagus and lands in the stomach. Now, the stomach isn't just a storage bag. Oh no, it's a powerful muscular mixer that churns your food all around, mixing it with really strong acids and juices to start breaking down all the tough stuff like proteins. After the stomach, the food mush moves into the small intestine. And Venkat, this right here, this is where the real magic happens. It gets some help from 2 buddies, the liver and the pancreas. They send in special juices, and this is where pretty much all the rest of digestion and, crucially, all of the absorption happens.
So you might be asking, how is the small intestine so good at absorption? Well, look at this. Its inner wall isn't smooth at all. It's covered in millions of these tiny finger-like folds called villi. These villi massively increase the surface area. It's like trying to fit a giant bed sheet into a tiny box by folding it up a million times. It's a brilliant design to make sure your body absorbs every last bit of goodness. Super efficient. Okay, time for a quick, fun detour. Ever wondered about those super annoying hiccups? Well, it's all about a big muscle under your lungs called the diaphragm. Sometimes it just spasms and pulls down with a jerk. This makes you suck in air so fast that a little flap in your throat snaps shut, creating that classic hic sound. And now you know.
All right, let's switch gears and look at our last group, the super chewers. We're talking about animals like cows, goats, and sheep. They're called ruminants. Since they eat tough grass all day, they've developed a completely different and, honestly, a totally fascinating digestive system to handle it. You know how you always see cows just chewing and chewing and chewing, even when there's no grass around? Well, this is why. They're ruminants. They swallow their food, let it get softened up inside, and then they bring it back up to their mouth to chew it all over again. This rechewed food is called cud, and this whole process helps them squeeze every possible nutrient out of that tough stuff. And here's their secret weapon. Instead of one stomach like us, a cow has a super stomach with 4 different chambers. Food first goes to the rumen to soften up, then the reticulum sends it back up for that rechewing session, then it goes to the omasum to get excess water squeezed out, and finally it lands in the abomasum, which is their true stomach, for the final digestion. It's a whole 4-stage factory in there.
Now, this slide is a perfect summary for an exam question comparing us to ruminants. Just look at the huge difference in digestion time. It takes so long for a cow because grass has this super tough stuff called cellulose. We can't digest it at all. It's just fiber for us. But cows have special bacteria in their rumen that can break it down for them. It's like they have a whole team of helpers.
All right, Venkat, let's bring it all home. This is your final exam checklist. If you can confidently explain those 5 stages of nutrition, the 4 types of teeth, why the small intestine has villi, and how a cow's 4-chambered stomach works, then you are in absolutely fantastic shape for this exam. You did an awesome job, Venkat. We went from a single-celled amoeba to our own digestive system all the way to a cow. It might seem like a lot, but just remember, it's all one connected story of how life turns food into fuel. Just review these key ideas, and you will be more than prepared. You've totally got this. So, now that you're basically an expert on this, what was the most surprising thing you learned? Was it the amoeba's false feet? The cow's 4 stomachs? Or maybe the millions of villi that are inside you right now? Think about it. And hey, be a good friend and share this explainer with your classmates. You can all study together and totally ace this science exam. Good luck, Venkat.